Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Uncommon Faith. My name is Laflower Bowie, and tonight I'm rocking it out with my other sister. Regina's taking care of some things tonight, but I have D'Angelo to start with me tonight. How you doing, boo?
I'm doing great. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. I'm starting thinking about that NSYNC song you used to listen to.
Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the song.
Dance moves and everything. It's like, oh, here she go again. Oh my gosh. Goodness. Well, guys, welcome to Uncommon Faith. Of course, if you are watching from YouTube, definitely like and subscribe to our channels. If you're watching from Facebook, definitely share it. I'm about to share it my darn self. Hey, Gina Boo. What it do, girlfriend? What it do?
Hey, sis.
But definitely share it. Let me share the broadcast. D'Andrea, share the broadcast. If you're on social media, I don't know if you're on break right now or not.
I'm on a little break.
Okay. I figured you was on one of your sabbaticals. Like, I ain't seen this girl in a hot little minute. She must be on a little break.
Yeah, just a tiny break.
It's all good. We need breaks sometimes. Y'all know I'm all about sabbatical. I'm all about pulling away sometimes, especially when your spirit needs it, when you just need to just cut stuff off and to break away. That's why we on all our podcast platforms. So you can still tune in to the podcast and all of that goodness, y'all. Let me see. Let me share it to one more group. I cannot believe I got that song in my head.
It's in there. And it's one of those songs that once it's there for a good like 2 days, 2 to 3 days. It's just in the back.
Right. I can't do nothing about it. It's just there. It's just there in my head. All right, y'all. So here we go. Let's get into it. So I'm super excited about tonight's show. Of course, I'm especially excited to have D'Andrea with us tonight. So let's kick it off. Let's just jump right into it. So let's go with our first segment. How do you know God is real? Or I know God is real because
it's on me. You gonna start it off?
No, you can kick it off. It's all yours.
Let's see. I know God is real because I feel like the state of emergency, just the world is in, the state is in, just everyone is kind of going through these battles, and I feel like he's real because he's just kept me through all of it, level-headed and able to be able to focus and still get some things done and accomplished throughout all the madness. And so I know he's real because I just feel like throughout this intense time we're going through, he's still right there. I can feel him, and he is just leading me and guiding me along the way because it's serious out here.
It is. And you touch on that. And I think that's kind of like, I know God is real because it's like it's almost like this unexplainable peace, that I have that I've had throughout this entire season. Mm-hmm. And of course, God gives us prophetic insight and all of those things. But it's just been it's like literally when the Bible tells us about, that peace that surpasses understanding, right? It's like, I can't explain it, but I'm cool. I can't explain it, but I'm Gucci. It's like, I can't explain it, like where my mind I should have lost my mind a long time ago.
Definitely.
It's like, I know God is real because I'm still here. I'm still standing. All is freaking well, right? And I know that everything that is happening, it's working out for my good. Like God is going to work it for my good.
Right.
Yes. And I know sometimes it doesn't seem like that when we're going through, like when we're not feeling good or, bank account looking funny, strange things going on with the change, all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, wow, the well keeps flowing.
Right.
So for example, I know we were talking about, I was telling you, about one of my wells running dry, like in, this account that I was faithfully receiving money in,
Yes.
over the past couple of months. It's like, it's just slowly, it took a dramatic dip, and then, just not feeling good, getting the kids back in school, all of that stuff. I wasn't even really paying attention to it. And now getting back into everything, I was like, the well is gone. Like, the well has not only ran dry with that stream of income, but the well is gone. It's like
gone.
somebody picked up the well and took the well away. So it's
definitely, yes. Me and you have a similar situation, so I know exactly how you feel. And you're right. When I looked up, I was like, wait, this is really come to an end per se,
right.
You feel it. You feel it.
Like, okay, Lord, like, what you doing? But it's like, did I lose it? Did I lose it? But I'm like, it's right. Like, no, like, but it's been faithful. Like, the well has been faithfully pumping out, a stream of income. It's been pretty consistent, right, with what it was doing.
Oh yeah.
And so I know God is real, because it was like I made adjustments in business, in my career at work. I made financial adjustments, to be in the position that I'm in. Y'all, this little piece of hair is working my nerves. It's been working my nerves.
That mane is beautiful. Stop messing with it.
Do you see the grid? Do you see my grid?
Yes.
Ooh, you can see the whole grid.
It's looking good over there.
Lord, no more new growth. I know God is real, because Jennifer was able to tackle my grid, y'all. But even with that well running dry, and I made adjustments, we made financial adjustments, coming into the summertime, accounting for that stream of income. And then when you make and y'all know, anybody with a family, y'all know summertime is some of the most expensive times of the year, right? Summertime, because you got summer, the kids at home, and then you prepping for them to go back to school. It's like, it's one of the most expensive times for anyone to make
June, July, August.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that, right? And so with this well running dry, I'm like, Lord, what you doing? But through all of this, I know God is real, because he's provided. Yes. It's like, we haven't missed a step. The kids haven't missed a step. Now, no, we weren't able to splurge and do some of the things that we normally do, but all of our needs were met.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah, that's a blessing.
It's a super blessing, especially when you got a super large family like I do. It's bananas when the stream runs up. But I know God is real, because I had peace. I didn't get upset with the stream running dry. My husband and I, we didn't spaz out. We didn't like, oh Lord, what we gonna do? None of that. Because it was included in the budget. We just like, you know what? If we gotta cut some stuff off, or we gotta shave some stuff off here, it's like, but we would just been so busy, and with everybody getting sick, it was like, you couldn't spend the money if you had money.
Right.
So it's like, I know God is real, because he will do stuff like that.
Right.
But Didi, I want to jump into, my bad, I called this girl Didi. I called her her family name, not the government name. I called her family name. My bad.
You put me out there.
But Didi, I want to jump into our topic tonight. And this topic is very near and dear to me. And, when I was praying and thinking about, okay, God, what are we going to talk about on the show this week? He gave me those 3 L's, and it's really lust, love, and loyalty. And when we think about lust, love, and loyalty, it's like, when I think back over my life, just over the past 20 something years, from being a teenager, going through my 20s and now 30s and stuff like that. When I think about the last 20 years, I was thinking about how much has lust, love, and loyalty played a part in me being successful in some areas and not as successful in others. Right. So when you think about lust, love, and loyalty, Deandra, when you just think back, when you just look in the rearview mirror, how do you feel about how much of a part has lust, love, and loyalty played?
Lust, love, and loyalty. the biggest part. Especially if you break them down single-handedly, throughout processes and making decisions for people who are only in life for a short amount of time,
Right.
or might be going through a temporary situation, and you make a permanent decision. So it has it's definitely been all of it. Lust, love, loyalty, because loyalty is so big for me. And just being loyal, and not even just relationship, every area of
Right.
my life.
Right. And it's funny that when we weigh out lust, love, and loyalty, what I found when I was looking over the past 20 something years, I found that even though I'm very similar to you in the aspect where loyalty is like, I'm loyal. Like, I'm a Scorpio. We loyal. Like, when you are people, you are people for real.
Yeah.
But what I found out is that my lust caused me to make decisions that indirectly compromise my loyalty.
Yes.
Right. And let's break down lust. Okay. So we're going to jump into lust real quick. So of course, lust, we talk about, everybody thinks about lust being that strong sexual desire. Mm-hmm. Right. But it's really about, it's a passionate, being passionate about something.
Right.
And then I like this version of the definition. It's like when you look at it from when you really break the word down, it's a sensual appetite regarding a sinful nature. Right? It's the appetite.
Right.
And because we know that, our appetite rules us in a sense, especially in the country that we live in, especially in the day and age that we live in, our appetite rules us. Not only our physical appetite, when it comes to the things that we eat, but also our appetite of lust, the things that we crave.
Yes.
The things that the appetite for the things that we desire, it's so big.
That's so true.
Right? Because I know for me, it's like, I can't even fast food, when you think about that appetite. I've been saying, even before, we dealt with the virus and all that kind of stuff, I was like, you know what? Like, fast food really doesn't do anything for me, because, we already don't eat meat and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say. It won't, it's not satisfying anymore when you've cut out so much.
Right. It's like, some French fries, and some places got some bomb fries. Y'all got some bomb fries.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But I was already in a sense, okay, let me cut back. And mind you, if this is my choice, so don't y'all come, saints, don't act up tonight. Don't y'all act up tonight. Stay in the pews. And, this is me up here telling my testimony, right? This is not your testimony. This is look here. This is me. Okay.
That belongs to you.
Right. So it's my decision to not put certain things in my body. Whatever you put in your body, that's on you. That's why we're talking about lust, love, and loyalty tonight, right? So I was already dealing with it mentally, spiritually, where I'm like, you know what? Physically, I'm like, I really don't want to put this stuff in my body because it really doesn't benefit my body. It's like the things I want to put in my body, I want it to be fuel. I want it to be beneficial. I want to be intentional with the things that I am craving and that I have an appetite for. But let me tell you what your girl did last week.
Well, tell me what happened.
I tried to eat fast food 3 times last week. 3 times last week. And every single time I ate from 3 different places, 3 different types of food. And every single time I got sick. And your boy Marcus, he was like, your body can't handle with my body. But a couple of hours later, he was like, you know what, babe, we really need to stop eating all this fast food.
Right.
I was like, oh, really? Like, just because it hit me sooner. And I was just like, wow. It's like, I already knew what I needed to do. But going back to that sensual appetite, regarding things that are sinful to us. It's like, for me, certain things in the drive-through is sin to my body, because our bodies are what? Our bodies are temples.
Right.
And so we should regard our bodies as temples. And certain things in fast food places, it doesn't do my temple. This is my temple, saints. I'm not talking about your temple. Your temple can handle all the Big Macs you want. Yo, I used to love Big Macs, extra sauce, pickles, lettuce, cheese, all of that.
Big Mac has been a long time.
You know, I even started getting the little burgers and told them to add the Mac sauce, so I thought I was the Big Mac. But my appetite for my appetite for the things that I crave, it's funny how my body started rejecting it. Right. Now, what happens when your body start rejecting that man that we lust after? How does your body reject a man that you were lusting after, right? Because Didi, if we with a man who is a good fit for us, who is serving our highest good, who is like our vibrations are on 10,000, how does that make you feel?
It makes you feel all the good things, excited, like a kid in the candy store. You know, it makes you feel good.
Right. You don't have a lot of stress. You feeling good. Your heart feeling good. Your body, everything is good. Yes. But what happens when we are lusting and we are craving and when we are satisfying that appetite of lust with a man or a relationship? I'm just going to use men because I'm just talking about me. You know, when I look back at my rearview mirror over the past 20 years, I'm just talking about me, y'all. So when I look back, I was like, you know what? Hot dog.
Right.
These men have me feeling the same way these little nasty fast food places have me feeling.
Yes.
I couldn't think straight. So many times I'm staying up late thinking about where this I can't say that word. Where this man at?
Where is he at?
Right.
So discombobulated. You know,
right.
just not yourself all over the place, you know, and then you realize that it's not healthy. Then you see, wait, you know, I realize this is really bad for me.
Exactly. And then
down a bad road.
Y'all know when y'all get food poisoning, you get that knot in your stomach. You just like, Lord, what has anybody ever been cheated on, or you thought that you was being cheated on? It hits you in the gut.
Yeah, you just see red.
You see red.
Oh.
But initially, but when it's building up to that infidelity, to like, oh my gosh, that knot that's in your stomach before you start seeing red, before you start saying, you know what, I'm about to lose it. But that initial nauseousness that you feel,
right?
The initial
sick. You sick. As our mama would say, you sick. You know you.
But sick. Guess what? That's because our appetite kept craving things that were sinful to our body. Right. That's what lust. That's what lust will do to you. Lust will make you think. Now, mind you, let me tie this together. So when I would eat that fast food, it would be a temporary, like, oh, y'all know y'all that sat in the car, drinking on your soda, eating your fries, eating your burger, like you want it hot. Like Deja, my daughter, she take the first bite before she even get out the drive-through, y'all. She's ridiculous. And you want it warm. You want the cheese, still warm. It's like, ooh, y'all know that first bite.
First bite.
Okay. But after you eat that stuff, after you put that stuff in your body, a lot of times I'm like, I'm tired.
You don't feel good.
I don't feel good. Right? Same thing when you lust and you give into your appetite for that man that you calling at 12 o'clock at night.
Right.
Come, that maintenance man, as I think they call it.
There you go. You done put the kids to sleep. Now you think you bored.
You're bored. And your B.O.B. may not be working right. Again, y'all don't. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it 10,000. I used to sell pure romance and bedroom candy. So I'm just keeping it 10,000, right? So after that man leaves, or after you have the interaction with that man, or even after he comes and does what he does, or even if it's not intimate, just being around him makes you be like, ooh. But when he leaves, how do you feel?
Probably used, wish you had somebody there, full time instead of part time,
Right.
second guess your decisions, just because you was going after a feeling.
Exactly. You were trying
Yeah,
to satisfy that appetite, satisfy that craving. And when you satisfy cravings, it's temporary.
temporary for sure.
It's so temporary. And last thing when it comes to lust, guys, is, you know, when after you put that thing in your body, has anybody ever like had food poisoning? You was just like praying, like, Lord, I ain't gonna do that no more. You didn't drunk so much. Like, Lord, I know I can't hang with my sisters because she can drink, but I can't drink like my sisters drink. I can't do these things, Lord. Like, please take this feeling. Please take this drunkenness away from
Yes, a
me.
state of repentance. Save me.
There you go. Then you
Yes.
crying out to God.
Mm-hmm.
Lust will put you in those positions with those men, because after that man leaves, or once you find out he's cheating on you, or once you find out that it ain't what you thought it would be, you're gonna be curled up in that bed doing the same thing,
Oh yeah.
asking God, oh, Lord, please send me somebody. Lord, I ain't gonna do it no more.
I ain't gonna call him no more. I ain't
Right.
gonna
And then
text him.
don't come to find out that you have allowed his seed to take root in you. And that's the last thing that you wanted. You just wanted to satisfy your appetite. You didn't want no long-term residual effects
Right.
of this
That's
little
exactly what
situation,
it is.
of
Yes.
this lust. So you curled up in the bed like, oh Lord, please, like, what did I do to deserve this? You chase after lust,
Right.
right? Try to satisfy that sensual appetite for sinful things,
Yeah.
right?
A real cause and effect. You truly see the beginning and the end in that entire situation. So
Did
that
you?
was a great way to break it down for sure.
I mean, when I was thinking about that, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, "You stupid girl, you just stupid. You just stupid." And it
Well, it's
literally,
like because it's almost like when it's removed or when the lust is gone or when you feel like
when the
the
smoke
appetite
clears,
has been fulfilled, it's almost like like the smoke clears. It's almost like you're able to see things, in a clear state of mind, and it's clear, it's right in front of you, and you see, the bad decisions you made where you were thinking with everything but your conscious, your clear state of mind. Everything but the right
absolutely,
thing. Yeah.
absolutely. And then another thing that will trigger you to see lust for what it is when your appetite increases or develops. For
Mm-hmm.
example, when your taste develops. So it's like, that, you know, um, what's an example I can use? The shrimp from Popeyes is going to be different from the shrimp at Papa Do's. It's
Correct.
different. The shrimp hit
Correct.
different. It's like once you didn't have Popeyes, Papa Do's, you look back and be like,
What was I doing?
I was really over there eating out
Why
at
was I
Popeyes.
eating?
Exactly. So as you expand, as your wisdom increases, as you level up, as you raise up to a higher level of vibration and thinking and intellectualness, you will begin to see lust for what it is,
Right.
right? But you gotta be willing to evolve.
Definitely.
You gotta be willing to expand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing you will see, it's like when I got with Marcus, I was like, girl, what was you doing with these other men? It's like, he remembered my birthday. No, y'all don't judge me. I done been with some thugs,
Right. No. But
but
those little things.
it's the
It's the
little
little
things.
things. Yeah.
It has you recognize it. Now, Didi, what's an example where you think back where even like, because I know you and Justin love food just as much as I do. Now, let me ask you this. I know y'all do, because Lord, I know y'all don't. Saints, stay in the pews. Yes, I love food, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
That's like the food dance.
I know. It's like
so good.
We dance, right?
His butt off. Oh my goodness.
I know. Now, mind you, have you ever, when you guys ate meat, or even like a piece of salmon or salmon, okay?
The L is silent. I'm
sorry.
You
got to elevate. You can't go to the restaurant and order some salmon.
L is silent. I'm so sorry to
order those salmon. No salmon. Okay. But even it's like when you get a piece of salmon or salmon from even Cheddar's, a restaurant, but when you go to somewhere like True Lux or like
the Oceanair,
or the Oceanair or Del Frisco's or something like that, when you go to a steakhouse or something like that, even a piece of steak, the steak from Golden Corral.
It's so long.
I know. Versus, going to a steakhouse where it's an art. It's a piece of work, right? Definitely. It's different.
It's different.
And that's
just the quality, it's just the quality of kind of like going to the dollar store to get something compared to going to just a regular store to get something. Let's say batteries, because I will grab batteries from the Dollar Tree or Family Dollar really, really quick. And then I'm frustrated a week later when the remote stops working again. But then when we get the other ones, we like, these batteries been here for a long time. So
right.
It's just the quality. It really is.
It's the quality. Now, Didi, give us an example of a time where when you look back in your rearview mirror, when you think about lust, what is a time where you elevated, you expanded, you raised up to a higher calling, and you were able to look back and be like, my. my.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I definitely elevated. So I've been in healthcare forever. Right when I graduated high school, I went into
school.
Went into CNA. I got my CNA license, and I just knew I wanted to be like a nurse, like hands-on with the patients and everything. And after we got through, after I got tests, everything, and I'm working at this nursing home, I then realized that me one-on-one with the patients isn't where I should be. And they were elderly, so, and my mom and my daddy taught me so many manners that I had to just calmly walk out the door. But I elevated at that moment, and I knew that I still wanted to do healthcare. I love healthcare, but I also went to the paperwork side of things, and my career is going really good right now. So I see like where I thought I wanted one thing looked really good. They talked about the money aspect, so many things that I thought I wanted from that career. And then when I got in it, I was able to see that it wasn't what I wanted. I think that's kind of like a good way of like where I lusted. I thought I wanted something, but it turns out it was not for me. It was, and I'm such a people's person. I was surprised
too, because you like, this ain't it, Flower. This is not it. Like, let me tell you what this man did today. But Didi, you hit on a good point. As we get ready to go to break, a lot of times when we deal with lust, it's because it is self-driven. It's because it's what we want. It's what, like we said, it's we desire. It's our personal appetite.
Right.
Because God has given us tools, resources. He's given us our personality, our strengths, our growth opportunities. And if working it with people in the aspect that wasn't a good fit for you, that's cool, because God didn't design you to do that.
Right. And
That's
I'm
fine.
so glad I wasn't like I do often. I'll just stick around, be like, oh, let me just see maybe. But then, to go ahead and realize something and make that change and to keep moving, I've realized the more I do that, the more I feel a lot more good throughout my decisions, throughout everything in life.
It's so
So,
true. It's so true. Now, as we go to break, I love the comment that Bridget put on Facebook. She said that she reminded us that expansion increases capacity.
yes.
And when your
That's
capacity
good.
increases, your intellect increases,
Yeah.
your emotional intelligence increases. So many more things increase when we expand, because we got to do that.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have to, in order to maintain the expansion. But guys, we're gonna come back talking about lust, love, and loyalty tonight with my sister Deandra, y'all. We will be right back.
Life is better when you are living on purpose, but many times we get stuck in the rat race and in the mundane task of our day-to-day lives, causing most to lose sight of their purpose. That's why certified life coach, inner healer, and business strategist Laflower Bowie is here to help you get calibrated to your calling through proven systems, techniques, and resources. Order a copy of her book, Principles to Reposition, to assist you with your journey, or schedule a free clarity session to kickstart the journey. After these sessions, clients have stated they found clarity and opened their eyes to things they had long forgotten. So get social and follow Laflower on all social media platforms at Laflower Bowie. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Not loud, baby.
Who was that, Kaylee?
You know it.
Oh, I miss my baby. Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Uncommon Faith. Guys, we are talking about lust, love, and loyalty. I've been rocking it out with my very special guest, my sister Deandra, as Regina takes a little break. Gina, be back soon. We miss you. We love you, boo. All of that. And guys, we're about to jump into the next topic, which is love. So go ahead and please share this. If you want to hit the share button, you tripping. Because somebody needs to hit this information. You gonna help somebody out.
Yeah.
Definitely hit that share or tag somebody below. They be like, girl, tune in to this so that they can catch the beginning of the show when we talked about lust. And I was telling all my business, y'all, all my business. But y'all know I'm an open book. It is what it is, right? So Didi, as we jump into love, right? Now, love is beautiful. You know, the Bible says love is patient, love is kind, love is forgiving, and all of that, all of that
stuff,
all of that. But, and somebody put in the comments, because the key thing is that biblically, God talks about love being an action word, love being a verb. The Bible says love is.
Right.
Now, when you think about how you view love earlier on, because I know for me, if somebody said I loved you, I was like, oh, he loved me. I think I'm gonna stick around. So did you ever go through that battle like I did? It was like saying that you love me and showing that you love me are two different things. But because you said that you love me, I trust you. I believe you. Even though if your actions aren't matching up with your words. Tell me about it.
For sure. I think my nature is just to be trusting and forgiving and non-judgmental, when you meet someone. And so you give a lot of chances, thinking that love is genuine and that eventually you'll start to see it like the way you feel it. But that's not the case. Definitely I've been through that for sure.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And sometimes we wait on love. Sometimes we wait for them to show love because we say that we love. We are we're waiting on those actions to follow that mindset.
Yes.
But in reality, guys, if someone truly loves you, their actions are going to precede the words "I love you." Right?
Oh, yeah.
Their actions are going to they're going to go first, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the same thing. But when we talk about love, I want to spin it and I want to put it on us.
Okay.
I want to put it on that self-care because I know that everybody in the streets is the market is the streets are loud. Everybody talking about self-care, self-love, self
Yes.
this, self that. But when we back it up, yeah, we can take time to meditate, to do our thing, go get our nails done, hair done, all of that. But what about that self-love when it comes to those relationships?
Mm.
How do you love yourself in the midst of a relationship?
Um, I feel like a good way you can still love yourself and be in a relationship is to be that constant reminder. You know, in like a relationship, we become like an alarm for our partner and so many things. You know, don't forget to do this, and vice versa. They'll do the same for you. But I think like we always need to always like be our personal alarm clock. You know, I love to write. I love to journal, and within doing that, I'm constantly reminding myself of those personal goals and like those things that I love, which keeps you in tune with yourself. It keeps you able to say, hey, I'm with this person. This is what we like to do. But when I'm by myself, if I was by myself, I would be doing this and I like to do this and I want to continue to do this. So I say that's a good way to be in a relationship and still find time to stay connected to who you are.
Right,
Like,
right. I love
yourself.
it. I love it. So some of the things that I heard you say, Didi, was it's like you love yourself in a relationship by not completely losing your identity of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Still doing those things that allow you to love yourself. Loving yourself, just like it's almost like when we get so caught up on, okay, I want to make sure this person feels respected. I want to make sure they feel loved. I want to make sure they feel valued. But in return, sometimes we don't think about that. Okay, what is Flower like?
Yes.
What is going to make Flower feel happy? What is going to make Flower feel valued with herself in this season? And sometimes I found myself looking back in this mirror, y'all. I found myself because I saw so many other women without men.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna be honest. I found there were so many other women without men. It was like one thing I know. I know my personality. I know who I am. And I know what I'm capable of. And I hope y'all don't get it twisted. But I know that it was better for me and my spirituality to be in a relationship than to be single.
I know why.
I'm just gonna be truly honest. So there were times where I sacrificed my self-love because again, I told y'all I'm a Scorpio. I'm gonna be loyal. I'm gonna be loyal. I'm gonna be faithful, right? So I'm gonna be true to this relationship. I'm gonna take this other person's feelings to heart. And so I found myself sacrificing my own self-love
Mm-hmm.
in order to stay in a position where I can love somebody else.
Yes.
Because I didn't trust myself being single. I it's not that I feared being single. Don't get that twisted, Saints. Because I'm the one that said I didn't want to be married at all. I didn't want children at all. But I knew for the sake of my sanity, my spirituality, because I love God more. I love God more than I love myself. Then I realized I compromised my own self-love by staying in unhealthy relationships.
Yeah.
And that wasn't good.
No. No.
It
No, it
wasn't good
wasn't
at all.
good, but you were still able to learn. And look how many women you're able to help. You know, you're able to kind of help them before they even get to the situation to where they're deep and really truly embedded in the situation and they find themselves maybe not strong enough to know how to get out or what to do, and sometimes I feel like when it comes to love, you have those people who are people gravitate to just certain people, and because I feel like they have a lot to give. They're created to give and to teach and to make people feel the sense of love and what love really means, even if it's not sexual. Just the real meaning of love. And what did you say that was? An act. Giving. Hey, are you hungry? Do you want something to eat? Just so many things that people take for granted and they don't do for other people. Sometimes we're the people who are made that go through so much, and they go through the rejection, but they're still here to be that person that might be that light or open up that door for them to know what love is, God is, all those things that are good. So
that's so true. That's so true. Oh my goodness. So guys, I just want to encourage you tonight to just identify. First, we talked about lust. Identify what phase you are in all of your relationships. Are you in a lust phase? Because most of us start off in that lust phase because we start off doing things because of personal desire, personal appetite for something, right? And then it, hopefully, ideally, in our minds, we want that to transition to a phase of love, where we're equally showing love in that relationship, right? But if you're not receiving love, if you're not giving love, then I challenge you to check yourself, to think about it, and to make the proper adjustments that you need for yourself.
Yeah. Are you giving to receive? Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But are you giving what you want to receive? I know it's a really, really tough time, and sometimes you gotta challenge yourself, hey, I'm gonna, even with COVID, where we do more things online, a lot of things are, but you can still reach out to a stranger and just say hi, just give that interaction that you want back. And then, you will feel like it's just coming back to you because you're putting out what you want back.
Right. And I tell you, that feels so freaking good because, typically I'm the one that's always checking on people. I'm the one that's, hey, you good over there? How you doing? Or, if I'm praying and God gives me a word for somebody, I'm constantly pouring out. But it feels so good when, I get a message from a family member or, just someone that I may have not talking to in months. And, they just send me words of encouragement or God placed you, just anything like that. It's like, if God, if you're prompted to share, love, to do an act of love, don't hold back. Don't be like, oh, they're going to think I'm weird. We need that, especially for those of us who are in, in ministry and in service and things like that, because we pour so much out. And I'm pretty sure, and even the strong friends out there, like we always
see these times, anybody, period. I feel like if you get something that intuition, the Holy Spirit, wherever you are and whichever you want to call it, when you get that sense to reach out, to call, to give, to do, I would do it because that person probably, that's like that moment where things can go left or right for them, or that moment of keeping them sane because they know that someone out there is here and they care. So really move on those feelings and those guts and those notions because they're so real.
It's so true. Because there have been times where I'll be like, what, Lord, am I doing all this stuff in vain? Like, am I? And it in those messages kind of reconfirm, like, okay, you're on the right track. So don't hold back. All right, Dee, let's transition to our last point of the night, which is loyalty. Now I know most of us, we are ride or dies. We are faithful. We loyal. Yeah. Like you come in our inner circle, it's like that's it. Like you family. Like we going to bat for you. Period. Like we'll go. We'll go check a chick. We'll go. Bats in the car. Like,
gotta do
my story. Yeah. But it is what it is. Like you my people for real.
For real.
But again, I want to ask us, how loyal have we been to ourselves? When we look back in that rearview mirror and we look at that woman in her teens, in her 20s, in her 30s, in her 40s, in her 50s, in her 60s,
Yeah.
70s, and on. How loyal have you been to that chick? Because when I was going over this, I almost got to a point of, I got so emotional because I'm like, dang. I was like, I've been more loyal to other people than I've been to my younger self.
Yes.
No, when I think about Laflower, the dreams, the aspirations, the goals, growing up the way that we did. When I think about Laflower, I just get so emotional because I think about how I have done her a disservice at times and how I have been more loyal to other people who didn't deserve it because they were in my life because of lust, or I thought that they loved me, or I thought that I loved them. And I go back and I literally, a couple years ago when I was in Sedona and doing a retreat, helping out a friend with a retreat, I literally had to write a letter to Laflower. And I had to tell her, girl, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for putting other people before you. Because I'm like, Laflower, you've been rocking with me for forever. Like, we've been in this thing for years. I silenced you. I put you on the back burner. I forgot about the goals and the dreams that we had together. I forgot about the hurt, the pain. And it's like, and I had to apologize to her. Because I'm like, girl, I didn't put you through so much and you didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
All you wanted was the best for us. All you wanted was the best for future Flower to get you, to help build that legacy for your family.
Yeah.
To be the best mom that you could for your future kids. To not make the same mistakes that you saw people around you making. And I literally had to write a letter to her and just tell her, I'm sorry. I'm sorry because my loyalty was out of check.
Yeah.
My loyalty was, and I know some people may call that selfish, but at the end of the day, we come here alone and we will die alone. We leave our Creator alone and we will return to Him alone. And He put us here for a reason. All of us have a purpose.
Oh, yeah.
All of us have a reason that we were put here. But some of us, we get so caught up in lust and what we think is love that we forget.
We forget. But the beauty in that, Flower, the beauty in that is that we get to learn and we get to grow and we get to adjust and we get to still accomplish. The one thing is so cliche, just don't give up, just do it. It's so real. It's so true. It's like, everything clears, your vision is back intact, you understand what you've been through, and then what do people do? They stop. They give up. It's like that pain, whatever they're going through, it's like they feel like they just don't want to go through it again, but not knowing that they had to go through something to continue to keep going, to elevate. So now when they get to that hurdle, they've been through it and they're going to go further and things are going to keep happening. That's life, but to see it and to understand and then to go after it and then to accomplish it. Wow. That's euphoria. That makes everything that happened so worth it.
You're right.
It makes it so worth it.
You're so right. So it's like when you do, like we were talking, like Bridget was talking about that expansion, when you talk about elevating, when we talk about getting to that point, some people call it woke, enlightened, whatever you call it. When you get to that point, don't waste that moment.
Yes.
Don't waste that thought. Because when we think about loyalty, loyalty talks about, just being loyal. It talks about a strong feeling of support and allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
And that allegiance that really hit me, because I was like, we pledge allegiance to the flag, we pledge allegiance to the country, we pledge allegiance, we pledge, even when we're married, when we get in relationships, it's like that covenant is
Right.
us pledging allegiance to our spouse and to God,
Yeah.
right? But I want us to be so loyal to ourselves, so loyal to your calling, so loyal to the person that you were put here to be, that no lust and no impure love will cause you to change that that mindset of allegiance that you have to yourself and to your creator.
Yes. I love that. Yes. So true.
You
Yes.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, and you gotta know, and you gotta also know, male or female with kids, you know, getting married, having a spouse, still knowing that putting you first, making sure that a part of your day is geared towards your priorities and your goals and what you need to do and what you need to accomplish is a-okay.
right,
You're not letting anyone down but yourself.
right,
All you're doing is jeopardizing that allegiance that you're supposed to have to yourself, because you cannot be your best self always pouring to others and not giving back to yourself, not nourishing yourself. And that is, doing those things that you love and which makes you you.
right.
Never stop those things. That's what dims the light. That's what makes like the day so sad and you can't get through it and you feel like life is just so but it's really
Right.
because you have dimmed the brightest light that's supposed to be shining.
That's so true.
You
And
doing
that's
on purpose.
our loyalty triggers that light. Our
Mhm.
loyalty, our allegiance to ourselves, our unwavering commitment to being the person, or the man or the woman that God created you to be. That's why the name of the show is Uncommon Faith. Because in this season, it's like we need uncommon faith. We need to go against the norm, what we've been
Yes.
taught, what we've seen so many years, in order to accomplish and to have this unwavering allegiance to yourself. Because by default, by you having allegiance to yourself, you have allegiance to the God who lives within you. You
Yes.
have allegiance to the kingdom of God by default,
Yes.
right? By default. And that's a whole nother type of
Yeah,
love.
I'm just like that by itself is so deep because it's, by default. And we all know that that's no effort.
That's no effort.
No, didn't have to do not one thing
Right.
for
Right.
that hand, for that protection, for that love, for
Right. We're not worthy of it at all.
well,
But it
that's another
happens,
show.
right? But our allegiance happens by default
Right.
because of the uncommon faith that we have and the
Mm-hmm.
reason that we were put here,
Right.
right? It's ooh. All
And
right, y'all.
then also, it's okay to come to grips that things are different now. Things
Yeah.
aren't the same. As much as even me, as much as I wanted to just hold on, and that's just to traditions and thinking about birthday parties and all these things that you want to celebrate and do, and how you do it and how you go out in public now, how you travel, who you can be around. Things are just so different now that when we accept it, And when we know that, we have to adjust accordingly, and we just have to find new and inventive ways to still continue to do what it is that we love doing, but just in a more inventive way.
Right.
You know, and then we'll feel better knowing that no, it's not the same, and it's crazy and it's scary and it's like wow, and you just it's the real unknown.
Right.
But if
And
you
that's
have
that uncommon faith.
if
Exactly.
you know about faith, then you
Exactly.
can't see it anyway. And you
Exactly.
just gotta believe deep down that it's gonna come to pass, and the things that you desire are still available.
Exactly.
And it is. Gotta just
We just adjust and we keep moving. All right, guys. So we're gonna pivot. I know we've been. I'm still emotional, guys. I'm not gonna apologize for my emotions, because when you look back in that rearview mirror, you really gotta feel. You really gotta feel some things. You gotta really evaluate some things, right? And if you don't get emotional, if you don't feel the weight of either your calling, your sacrifice, or the expense, then there's
say
a
that
problem.
Again.
If you don't feel that, when we look back, guys, if you don't feel the weight of your calling, the sacrifice, or the expense of your decisions, then there's a problem. There's a problem, right? So tonight, y'all know we got soul work. So I hope y'all got your journals out, you ready. So tonight's soul work, Deandra, you want to, our soul work question tonight is, how loyal are you to yourself? In this moment, after you've looked back in the rearview mirror, after you've gone back 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, I want you to really take time, guys, to really think about this question. Don't just glaze over it. I really want you guys to, I feel the Holy Spirit. I want you guys to just really take time. Because we know the sacrifice, like Deandra was mentioning earlier, like we didn't have to do anything for the ultimate sacrifice that was made for us. And there's no way we can pay it back. And it was only because of the ultimate loyalty and love that he had for us that he did that. And so in this moment, in this season, Deandra, how can you encourage someone to really go there, to really feel the calling, the sacrifice, and the expense?
I would say kind of just piggyback on what I just said. You know, just coming to grips with like the realisticness of your life and of your world, and how much has changed and how much has still been able to remain the same. And then just adjusting and knowing that it's okay to feel like it's all out of whack. And it's nothing wrong with that, because I guarantee you it's so many people who feel so out of whack with everything. It's just so much that they can't control anymore. I'm big on control, so I just know, like, you know, it's but anyway, just going there, realizing, then accepting, and then knowing that you can still grow from that moment.
Right.
You can still keep pressing forward. If you get another day to wake up, you get another day to press towards what it is that you want to accomplish.
I love it. I love it.
So.
I love it. So take time, guys, to think back, make those adjustments. Like Deandra said, she's taking sabbatical right now. All of those things, you know, from social media and things. So if you need to, guys, take a small sabbatical, take a small break, disconnect so that you can really evaluate, and then prepare yourself to step out into the world that we're living in now. And it's okay to make those adjustments. It's okay to, you know, but guess what? There's an amazing book that I always reference. It's called, you know, We Evolve or We Die. We innovate or we die. And we not dying. We multiplying. We like baby's kids.
Hey,
We just gonna get better. I'm just playing. But guys, as we get ready to wrap up, I know this has been like a heavy show. There was a lot packed in it, but lust, love, and loyalty. I pray that you guys got some from it. But I gotta quickly shout out, and I don't know if the producer has a picture or not, to my girl Lisa, the Boss Lady, for the Boss Up Boot Camp that's coming up next month, guys. Lisa has some phenomenal speakers. With anyone, she has some phenomenal speakers coming up. That's at the Boss Up Boot Camp. Myself, Lisa Dene, Jacorian Burks, I believe, some amazing people. So, guys, don't be afraid to level up. If you are in this season and you find yourself that you're at this point where you are ready to, where you need to level up, where you are like, you know what, I'm tired of not being loyal to myself. God didn't tell me what I need to do, and I just don't know how to do it.
yes.
Be loyal to yourself, okay? It's okay, right? Hey, Travel Talk Tuesday, I love it. Go check. There go Lisa, y'all. I love it. But register for the Boss Up Boot Camp. It's going to be amazing, and it's definitely going to help be a catalyst to some of you who are ready to start living that purpose-driven life. You're ready to activate those entrepreneurial rights. You looking back at little Dee and little Flower, and you like, you know what? I got to do better.
Hey,
I got to go back, and I got to go back, and I got to do right by some.
Go back as many times as you need to.
You're
right.
All right, guys. Well, we about to get up out of here. Deandra, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Laflower. Regina, thank you so much. Hope I did your space an honor. I love to be a guest. I love you ladies so much. Thank you so much, Laflower.
And look out for a healing retreat coming up. I love it. I'm going to have to get Deandra back in Texas. So probably November, we're going to have a healing retreat. I'm going to get her out here. Down below, you guys see the link to register at Lisa the Boss Lady for the Boss Up Boot Camp. Guys, go pay that money. Go pay that money. Register. You will not be disappointed. Amazing things are going to happen. I'm praying for the event right now. I know that there's going to be some amazing breakthrough. So when you do get to that point and you ask yourself, how loyal am I going to be to myself in this season? Don't expect everything to come for free. Now that's a whole nother sermon, and I'm not going to preach on it tonight, but there is a cost that you're going to pay. And baby, you going to pay now or you going to pay later. But all right, we're going to end this tonight because I'm not going to go into a whole nother.
Don't do it. Don't do it soon.
All right, I'm not going to preach a whole other sermon today. But I love you guys, Deandra. I love you. Grace and peace to you guys. Good night, Uncommon Faith. Bye, guys. Good night.